Badou Jack, 41, shall we say, in his prime of his career.
Being 41 and having that longer layoff, no, I just don't think that's good.
I mean, Badou Jack has been a good fighter. Like I said, if you look at his resume, it's quite...
It was like 10 years ago. He's a wily old fox. He's going to have a few tricks up his sleeve.
But I think in this, really, this is proper Mikaelian to step up and show.
Yeah, this could be one of the worst fights in history.
Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're going to be looking at the fight between Badou Jack and Noel Mikaelian, although I think his proper name is Mikaelian. I hope I've said that correctly. This is for the WBC World Cruiserweight Championship, and it's taking place on the Canelo and Skull undercard on May the 3rd at the venue in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Let's start with a tail of the tape. Right, Badou Jack has a record of 28 wins, 3 losses, 3 draws, 34 fights in total. 17 of those wins by KO. He's age 41. He's 6'1", 185 centimeters, and he's got a 73-inch reach, approximately 185 centimeters. And it's at cruiserweight, so it's 200 pounds. 90.7 kilos, and he fights out of an orthodox stance. Mikaelian has a record of 27 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws. So 29 fights in total, 12 wins by KO. He's age 34. He's 6'2", 189 centimeters. Although that might be wrong. He might be 6'3.5", 192 centimeters. And he's got a 75-inch reach, 191 centimeters. And he fights out an orthodox stance as well. So it's originally supposed to be Badou Jack versus Riziki, but unfortunately Riziki doesn't have much luck with world title fights. He's got I believe it's a torn bicep, so he's had to pull out, and Mikaelian has come back in. I think Mikaelian was the champion. I think we've commentated on before. And then they've sort of missed the fights with Riziki was supposed to get the fight for the WBC title. But, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think it was that's why Riziki fought Peralta. They were supposed to fight Mikaelian a few times. Now, both of these have got, how did Badou Jack get the title? Because I think he fought Junior Makabu, and he beat him, basically KO'd him in the 12th round. Although he did knock him down a few times. And Mikaelian has also fought Makabu and KO'd him in the 3rd round. And, you know, there's been some contention over who's a WBC champion, so that's how they've got here. I think Riziki was supposed to fight because he was the numero uno contender. But anyway, we've ended up with this, Badou Jack and Mikaelian. So, Badou Jack, 41... should we say in his prime of his career? Maybe not. Has a decent record, but he has had some losses. I think it's super middleweight against Derek Edwards. He's had a draw with James DeGale and Adonis Stevenson. He's lost to Marcus Brown and Jean Pascal. Although that was light heavyweight, so he's gone up the weights and he's been around a long time, and then sort of settled on cruiserweight where he hasn't actually lost the cruiserweight.
Both these fighters haven't fought in 2 years.
Yeah.
So neither of them should be a champion.
Well, that's why I think they took it away from Mikaelian, isn't it? Because that's what his point was.
Neither of them should be fighting for a title in the near future until they start fighting. You can't. 2 years is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You don't know what these fellas are like anymore. It's been that long since he's been out the ring.
Well, like I said, they were supposed to fight in it, but I think one, because of age, Badou Jack was retired, not retired, whatever it is, the thing, he's not been there. But they managed to pull him back in. And Mikaelian was supposed to fight Riziki. Riziki is supposed to be there as he's the one in line. But because now he's got his chance and he's unfortunately got injured and had to pull out. I think there was 3 times they arranged a fight with Mikaelian and Riziki, was supposed to be the title contender. But anyway, we've ended up here. So let us know your thoughts in the post, in the comments on that. Correct us if we've got anything wrong on that part. So, yeah, thoughts on this one? Similar sort of resumes. Badou Jack's come through
like
more.
You say, you don't know because they haven't fought for 2 years. After you've just been sat on the couch doing nothing, you just
and it's
don't
a bit
know.
strange because you consider their age. You know, all right, Badou Jack's had a fair amount of fights but got to the end of the career. But, you know, you're the champion there. You would have thought they would have made him fight. And Mikaelian was the champion, you know, and at 32 then was that probably the last... He was probably 32 the last time they fought, and now he's 34. So, yeah, I agree with your thoughts on that point. It's probably why a world title fight is like the fourth fight on the card as well, which doesn't seem right. And I think if Riziki doesn't get there, I think the winner of this is basically, I think they're going to try and unify with Zerdo Ramirez.
Opataya.
Well, one of them, isn't it? Well, I would have thought Opataya was the next one because Opataya's fighting first. I think Zerdo's fighting a bit later in the next few months. But I think the winner of this is basically the chance to face one of them, isn't it? To get a big fight against either Opataya or...
Neither of them deserve it.
Yeah, I agree. I think Riziki deserves it more than neither of these, but you know.
Neither of them deserve it.
But let's get over that going. Thoughts? What do you think the chances of winning? Should we start with Badou Jack? Ignoring the fact that he's 41 and been out the ring for 2.
I honestly don't know.
I mean, Badou Jack has been a good fighter. Like I said, if you look at his resume, there's a lot of good fighters, although at different weights.
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah. You know, and you're not even being facetious there. It is like literally 10 years ago. You look at the fight when James DeGale was 2017, but you were like...
And that was a draw.
George Groves in 2015, you know. There's...
He's a wily old fox. He's going to have a few tricks up his sleeve.
Adonis Stevenson 2018, Marcus Brown 2019, Jean Pascal was 2019, yeah. And his last fight was the 26th of February 2023 against Makabu.
Literally over 2 years ago.
Yeah. And Mikaelian's was against Makabu as well, but on the 4th of November 2023. So his is like nearly a year and a half. So yeah, that's a bit too far apart.
Ridiculous.
But anyway.
If you go on old Badou Jack, he should win this easily.
Yeah. But old being the younger Badou Jack.
Yeah.
The old version of Badou Jack. Because he is old Badou Jack now.
Yeah, I'd being 41 and having that longer layoff, no, I just don't think that's good. I don't think that's going to... some boxers might say, oh yeah, to rejuvenate me. I don't think it... No. I think Mikaelian...
Well, if it's proper Badou Jack, I agree. I think in this, really, this is proper Mikaelian to step up and show
it
really should be...
I think Mikaelian should take care of him. I think you're seeing you'll see an old man in the ring. I mean, you'll see two old men in the ring. 2 old men, I was just going to say
that. And they might fight like old men when you've had that long off.
This could be one of the worst fights in history.
I'm hoping it's not. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
They might have had really, really good training camps and been sparring and hopefully, but I have a massive issue with fighters who don't fight. So whether it's their fault or not, it just annoys the crap out of me.
Well, I think there's some things...
Especially when you're saying your top tier fighters.
Well, they're supposed to be at the top, and there's a world title on fight, and they still don't fight or defend or do anything. It's just, I mean, these are basically being handed the belt. I do agree with some point of it. That whether they deserve it or not is contentious.
Like I say, I'm not. Well, we don't know the full story, but WC and is it Mario Sullivan? They should be so ashamed that.
Well, they've taken it off Bivol, who deserves it, to get Benavides in. And they're making like an excuse that he won't fight. But I mean, they'd already agreed the rematch with Better BF. So it's like, that's not like,
disgrace.
And then, and then you see what they do with other fighters and they don't do anything.
So, but no,
well, let's do Mikaelian's record, isn't it? He's actually not bad. When he stepped up twice, he's got Krzysztof Wladyszyk, Polish, I think. Where he had it was a split decision loss, which I think quite a lot of people are contentious on that. It's a close fight, although one of the cards was quite wide. And then Maris Bridis, who obviously is a beast as well, had that one. And it was a unanimous decision, but it was quite close. And then I think there's people who contend that one as well, although I think that was a bit more clearer to Bridis than the, I won't say his name, Krzysztof fight, Wladyszyk. And then other than that, he's got, quite close thing, and he's never been KO'd. So I think with youth on his side, less time off, although still too long off,
he should be
able to pull this out.
Yeah,
and I think he is the proper sort of, should have been in that cruiserweight champion, but although proper not really being the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a chance for both of them to make a name for yourself, but yeah, I suppose
I
it
think
is
for
really.
Mikaelian to get back on, really, isn't it? I think Badou Jack is at the end of, or near the end of his career. So I think it's really for Mikaelian to show what he is and then get back on, and then, don't be missing in action for
2 years.
Yeah. Which is just ridiculous.
And
I think that is basically we want see unification in this, and then it's either Zerdo or Apataya, whichever one gets arranged. They need to have that fight next, I think.
Yeah.
Or give Riziki his chance if he comes back.
Taking the time in that cruiserweight division to get that unification belt sorted. It's annoying me.
Well, the thing is, it's not the champion. It's not Apataya and Zerdo, because they are keeping quite. But we like Apataya because he keeps busy.
The problem is that they're getting stick now for the opponents they're facing, but there's no one in the cruiserweight division that's.
Yeah, so you can't have it both ways. We like to see him busy, and they need this one to sort it out, isn't it? Really.
They'll just take the WBC belt off them. Look, you haven't fought, right? Zerdo, Apataya, she's fighting for the vacant WBC belt. Boom, done. See, I've just solved the issue straight away, and it took 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the winner fights, with Turkey, you'll most probably want a 3-fight deal. So, and then the winner will get Riziki. It'll be for one belt, because all the other belts will take them off, and because of mandatories. Crazy. But Mikaelian should win this.
If he's really what he said and where he's been, and the age on his side, and even although too long off, slightly less time off, I think he should be there.
Yeah, it should be Badou.
Right, there isn't box live odds on this, so I'm just going for other odds. The odds is 4-7 for Badou Jack, 16-1 draw, and 6-4 for Mikaelian. So the actually favourite on there is Badou Jack. Let me just see if there's any other.
Interesting. Maybe he hasn't been sat on the couch watching telly.
Yeah.
But
Badou Jack's obviously more well known, and he has been good in his divisions. So, but I'm still a bit surprised about that, because Mikaelian is the more natural. Yeah. He's a cruiserweight. Badou Jack's gone up through the things, as good as he is. Mikaelian's been a cruiserweight all his way through. And he's got some good, all right, he's lost on those, but he's got some good fights and some good wins on that list. So yeah, the odds are a bit strangest for me. But, Okay. Predictions.
Point win for Mikaelian.
I'm going to go for Mikaelian knockout in round 10.
Ooh.
Because he's the more natural cruiserweight and he should, and I want to see a knockout. And so I suppose this is our upset one. We're going against the odds. So you got to have one. You've always got to have one, isn't it, in the mix? So yeah, let us know your thoughts on this. Do you think 2 years or thereabouts is too long out the ring? We do, definitely, as you've heard. What do you think of Badou Jack? What do you think of Mikaelian? What do you think will happen in this? Who do you think they should fight next? We're obviously going for unifications. Does Riziki deserve a chance? You've seen as he's missed out and now unfortunately he's got injured in this division. And yeah, let us know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, and the usual goodness. And we shall see you in the next one. Thank you very much.